Paris was actually the place where I did my internship, and also a big part of trend forecasting and fashion comes from Paris. So it was a really interesting place for me to start my working career. Sometimes the job was so small, but it was so international that within a few weeks we had contact with the Nike Europe everywhere. We work with Dutch companies because there we can easily walk into the companies, but the yarns we use we all import from Italy mostly. I think it's really old to talk about countries and to talk about borders. Like my friends are everywhere. I lived in a lot of places, and I still have contact with them. So for me, the difference having contact with New York is not different than having contact with Eindhoven. Um, the world is the playground, anyways.
I started to do business abroad after my exhibition in Milan at the Salone with Ventura Lambrata last year. It brought me some nice contacts from all over the world to show this collection on different stages in Europe. For instance, like Berlin or London or Paris. Kortrijk in Belgium is really a place to be for the next year. The thing is making contact with, for instance, a friend of mine who lives nou ben ik kwijt, de Silicon Valley zit hij. And I made some contacts with people from Russia, and yeah, the difficult thing is to set a price for a product. The time that I'm in now is really a learning to do business abroad. Wij praten hier alleen plat Brabants, hè? Dus dat is altijd even overschakelen als ik dan naar het Engels moet. And of course, Europe, I think we should stand out as one. In the past, we spoke about the Dutch design, and wouldn't it be nice if we can speak about Europe design in the near future?
In Europe, the boundaries are very blurred in a kind of way, and I think that makes us very European. So, and I think the way of thinking here in Europe is very clear, so I think it's easy to work with other countries or do collaborations in Europe. En ja, dat weet ik.
Je kan beginnen dat als je daar staat, dat het dan een... Dat het...
Ja, die doe jij maar even.
Ja. Yeah, we were there 2 years ago, for example, and then we had a lot of interesting meetings with interesting people. And the funny thing is that when you are back, the first month it's not that busy, but after that, because everyone is still busy with writing everything down and see what they liked and stuff. And after a month or something, or a few weeks, then you get suddenly a lot of emails and phone calls because of interest, people that are interested in your collection or in your project.
In that sense, I'm missing some stuff from Europe, like the banking system, for example, which is set up way easier, even if it's consisting out of very many small countries, making business, to my knowledge, hard, because you have to conquer each country, because one country speaks French, the other German. It's very hard to, if we introduce a product for a client, to get it spread out. You have to do packaging in 10 different languages. Where in the US, you have 300 million potential clients, speak one language, no borders. The US is made for business. I could have never gotten so far in the middle of New York in a nice studio in the middle of Soho, in the middle of Broadway, if I would have stayed in the Netherlands, for example. Yeah, you gotta learn it yourself, I have to say. There weren't any organizations I used that helped me to get where I am. It's basically falling and trying.
Oh, ik heb mijn camera niet. Yes. It's interesting when Brabant becomes the cultural capital of Europe, because the audience I look for abroad will come to us. So when we, for instance, when we went to Milan, we met the European clients, and we used their input to redesign the products in a way that it fits all countries. We gained experience by participating to different fairs around Europe, and with that input we redesigned the packaging, and also we choose different materials. Only aesthetics are not enough. Products that I design always have to have added value. It's a Dutch company that produces shoes for children, and they are now being sold in the Netherlands and Belgium, and they are expanding quite fast in Belgium, and the plans are to expand to the rest of Europe in a short period of time. We went to Reykjavik, and we went in the city center, and we were walking by a store, and this clock was hanging there. No, I never used any funds, because just because of the simple fact that I don't know where to start. I think it's a whole lot of paperwork, and I like to focus on my creativity. And it would be nice to maybe use it sometimes, but I have to get help then. Ja. Hallo! Even wachten.
As a studio, we work not only in the Netherlands. Well, we are based in Brabant, almost rural Holland, but we work actually all over the world. In Europe, we work in locations, of course, in Milan, which is like the main city in our profession. But next to that, we worked with cities like in cities like Madrid or London or Berlin. We just did a very nice project in St. Petersburg. Of course, Brussels, closer by Paris, but outside of Europe, New York, Japan or Tokyo. So the first step could be to make each other more visible and to meet the people. If we take time to get to know each other and to meet each other in a proper way, many interesting things could happen. Ja, ik niet, hè? Ik heb alle tijd van de wereld, ja. Nee.